Hi Chandra, are you able to see my screen please?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Yesterday we were discussing about the strategies. Okay, that is 81. I'll explain. Yesterday I didn't find the time to look into the configuration part of it. Today I'll take it up the MPS, different MPS and MRP type, and how that each MPS and MRP will have a significance. Let us see that. Quickly, let me create one material with MRP type M1, M01. And this is
when you say MRP type M1 means what?
Yeah, just 1 second, Chandra. I am coming. Yeah, mechanical engineering. In MRP, there are different types are there, right? MRP, MPS, CBP. In MPS, once again, we are having a different types called as M1, M2, M3, M4. In MRP, we are having different types called as PD, P1, P2, P3, P4. In CBP, we are having different types called as forecast-based planning, manual reorder point planning, automatic reorder point planning, planning according. These are the different type of MRPs, Chandra.
Yeah.
Well, when we are discussing about the theory part of it, just 1 second, let me pull out that slide. When I was explaining about MRP, I told Sat that we need to discuss about the different MRP types later. The very first slide, it will show that different MRP types. Different MRP types in the sense MRP, MPS, consumption based planning. You remember this, Chandra? I told in 3 ways, that is MRP, MPS and the CBP, right?
Yeah.
And MPS will take care of the permanent planned orders where the changes will not happen, and MRP, yes, we won't get a permanent planned orders in general, but you can make it as a permanent. And the other difference between the MRP and MPS is MPS will plan only the first level of the components, whereas MRP will plan for all the level of the components, and MPS uses it for A-class material. These are the different explanations that I gave during the presentation of MRP, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Basic, of course, we didn't saw the practically the differences, how it is reacting in the system, but just I explained in theoretically. Yes, MPS is used for A-class material, MRP is used for B-class material, something like that explanation I gave it to you, right?
Yeah.
But we have to see actually how this MPS, different type of MPS and MRPs are actually working it out in the system. Give me a minute. Now let me create a material with M1. M1 is nothing but your MPS underscore M1, I'll put it so that it will be more clear. MPS underscore M1, this is my material. Mechanical engineering, and it is a finished product. And let me copy it from ST40, whatever it is, ST10 or ST41 under the same. Here the MRP type, I am going to change it. Where will you find this MRP type, Chandra, in MRP list?
MRP4.
MRP type, where I can find that particular field in the material master?
MRP4, right?
MRP1.
One MRP4. No.
So I'll go to the MRP1. Here there are different MRP types are there. While I'm creating the material master, so far I told Sir that okay, put PD. Why have to put PD? What are the different options available? Just I told, but I didn't explain to you theoretically, practically, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Let us. I'm not using it for PD. I'm going for M1. Say M1 is nothing but MPS. First, the basic difference. Just remember. We are talking about the different MRP types. We classified these MRP types into 3 classifications, that is MPS, and the other is MRP, and the other is the CBP. Up to here, I hope it is clear to you, Chandra.
Yeah.
And MPS is used for A-class materials, and MRP is used for B-class materials, and CBP is used for C-class materials. This is what we discussed so far, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
And MPS the MPS will plan only the first level of the components, that what we discussed. First level only planned in the case of the MPS, whereas MRP will plan all the levels. And the CBP, of course, it is also based upon the consumption characteristics, so it is not the question of the levels, it is basically the quantity and some other level. Okay, it is basically when I am comparing the MRP and MPS, this difference I told to you. MRP will plan all the levels, that means the dependent and the sub-dependent components also planned during the MRP planning, whereas during the MPS it will plan only the first level of the components. This is I told, right, Chandra?
That's correct.
And one more difference also I told, such that you will get a formed planned orders. I explained it, just the literal meaning of the form means it won't get changed.
Like log.
Yes. Non-formed planned orders, in this case, that's what the general criteria. Of course, here there is slight correction is there. You wait for some time so that you can understand by yourself why I told like that. Here is it clear to you, Chandra? The different MRP types and where we will use MPS and what is the significance of MPS and what is the significance of MRP in theoretical part. I hope it is clear to you.
Yeah, I have one question. First level means like you have top level item, right? Suppose
yes,
car,
exactly.
Car.
First level in the sense, suppose for example, I am planning for pen. Pen is my finished product. Then the first level for the pen is equal to I need a refill, I need a stem, or the whatever it is, stem, and the bottom cap and top cap, B cap, and say top cap.
These are first levels.
This may not be the. This may also might be an assembly. This might also be an assembly, right, Chandra?
Yeah, like no, in MRP, in MPS when we run, so
it will plan only whether this level. This is the called as first level, Chandra.
Okay, got it.
But this may not be directly a raw material. This might also may be consisting of some components, right? Refill may consist of some components. System consists of some components, something like that, right, Chandra?
Yeah, but it won't consider that.
Yes, it will plan only whether this availability up to here only.
Yeah. And one more question, form means like when I run my MPS next time, it won't change, right?
Yes, it is having certain conditions, Chandra. In certain conditions it will change, in certain conditions it won't change. What are the different conditions that we are looking into now?
Okay.
There are four different types as such, MPS 1, MPS 2, MPS 3, MPS 4. Are you able to see M1, M2, M3, M4?
Yeah.
It is having, each type is having certain significance is there. When we use M1, how the system will behave. When we use M2, how the system will behave. That we are going to look into here now.
Yeah.
Is it clear, Chandra, now?
Yeah.
At this moment, let me start with M1. Okay. And rest of all the things I maintain the same thing. MRP type M1. Immediately the system is asking for planning time fence. I hope just a little meaning of the planning time fence I explained to you. What is meant by planning time fence, Chandra? It is the period during which the changes should not happen. Within this period, the changes should not happen. That is what I told, right?
Yeah.
That means suppose I will say 1 week or 10 days. From today, coming 10 days. That means if today is say 29th or 30th of November, say, then up to 10th December, I don't want to do any changes to happen my plan. That means my 10 days is my planning time fence. I am putting some fence for this 10 days. Is that right, Chandra?
So this 10 days is, means from today's plan to current day.
From the current date, it will look forward for the 10 days plan. These plan, if any incoming requirement changes, it won't do any further changes for this 10 days plan.
No, my question is, so if we are adding this one to material.
Yes.
But we did not run MRP, right?
Right.
So this 10 days is we count from MRP run date, right?
Yes, from the MRP run date. You are right, Chandra.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Basically, when you are running the MRP, that will become the current date. From that current date, it will look forward for 10 days.
Yeah, got it.
I hope I made it clear to you now.
Yeah.
That's good, Chandra. Let's proceed. So the moment I say M1, immediately system will ask for planning time fence. Okay?
Yeah.
Rest all I am keeping it as it is, and the strategy better I'll change it to the strategy rather than the part A. At 10 I'll go for, it is not a make to stock or something like that. Okay, I'll go for make to, whatever, it don't make such a major difference. Basically what we are looking at the significance of MPS, we want to see that how that MPS is going to work upon.
Yeah.
Similarly, let me create one more material with MPS M2 rather than every time creating the material, such that we can see the difference immediately and quickly. I'm going for MPS M2 and let me copy it from MPS M1. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'm just changing the title of it, nothing else. And of course, I'll change the MPS type to main data. Maximum difference, okay, no problem. I'm changing this MRP type to MPS M2, Chandra.
Okay.
The rest is I'm taking it in the same way, nothing great. Okay, I created two materials called as MPS M1 and MPS M2. These are the two materials with the MRP type M1 and MRP type M2. Is that right, Chandra?
Yeah.
One is MPS M1 and the other is MPS M2. What is this difference between MPS M1 and MPS M2 is, suppose I had given a planning time frames of 10 days in both the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
I made my planning time frames as 10 days. That means within this 19, it's not 19, it is 10 days. For both the cases, I maintained the planning time frames as 10 days. That means as per our theoretical, as per our theoretical analysis, within 10 days, there should not be, even if any changes happen, the system should behave in a different way. In the case of M1, if any changes happen within this 10 days, according to the changes, the system will plan additional planned orders out of the planning time frames. Suppose, for example, I have a requirement of 1,000 pieces within 10 days, but my requirement of 1,000 pieces has been changed to 2,000 pieces. That means requirement has been changed from 1,000 to 2,000, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
As per the MPS one, because the requirements has been changed from 1,000, suppose there is a requirement of 1,000 pieces. Let us put here itself the requirement of 1,000 pieces. In both the cases, the requirement is equal to say 1,000 pieces. Here also the requirement is this. By any chance, my requirement of this 1,000 pieces is changed to a new requirement of 2,000 pieces. Say this 1,000 has been replaced, or my customer has been replaced with the independent requirement or whatever it is. Let us say this 1,000 has been changed to 2,000. In this case, if I go for the MPS M1 type, because your requirement changes has been done, requirements has been changed from 1,000 to 2,000. It will create additional planned orders out of the planning time frames. That means after 10 days, it will create additional planned order for 100 more pieces. Whereas in the case of MPS2, it will not change, it won't plan any additional planned order, no additional planned order. Even though the requirement has been changed from 1,000 to 2,000, if I go for MPS type M2, the system will not plan any additional planned orders. Let us see this scenario in the system, Chandra. Is it clear up to so far?
Yeah.
We are taking one scenario. There are two materials. One is MPS M1, the other is MPS M2. For both the materials, the material master configuration is except MRP type, rest all the things the same. That means requirement are 1,000 pieces at the beginning, and the planning time is equal to 10 days. Within 10 days, if any requirement changes, according to the M1, because there are changes happened within the planning time frame, system will create additional planned orders outside the planning time frames. That means after 10 days, it will plan additional planned orders. Whereas in the case of MPS M2, even though the requirement has been changed, the system will not respond for those changes and it will not create any additional planned orders. Let us see this effect in the system. Is that okay, Chandra?
Yeah.
We created two materials, that is MPS1 and MPS2. Let us see, of course, so far we don't have any start. this is what is known as planning time frames is because 29th is my current date. Planning time frames is saying 9/12. From current date to the 10 days, it is saying this is the planning time frames. Is that right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Let me have one more screen with MPS M1, MD04, and it is MPS M1. For this also planning time frames is equal to 10 days because from the current date it will look forward for the remaining future 10 days, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me create independent requirements for these materials and let us see the effect of these independent requirements, and then we want to, okay, I am creating the independent requirements MD61. It is BSF because the strategy I have to get as BSF. Go ahead. I am taking a requirement of 1000 pieces and say 2000 pieces, say 3000 pieces. Right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Similarly, for MPS M2, I want to create independent requirement. Same way, 1000 pieces, 2000 pieces, 3000 pieces, save, enter. Okay. Now, if I see the stock requirement list of M1, okay, there are two requirements within this planning time frames, right, Chandra? In the case of M1, and in the case of M2, here also there are two requirements within the planning time frames, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me run the MRP for this both. Sorry. It is not the MRP, it is MPS. We have to take it up. MPS report. MD41.
So MPS, MD41.
MD41, Chandra.
Okay.
Actually, we are running with MPS, not the MRP, right?
Yeah.
The transaction code is equal to MD41. The path, of course, I shown to you. And now we have been take it of the other material. M2 we already run, M1 also will run. Now, see the effect of MD04. Okay, planning time frames is, first I will take it the planning time frames just above this line such that it will, both these will go inside, Chandra. I am changing the material master data. I want to put some of the planned orders inside that planning time frames. I will directly go to MRP1 and change the planning time frames period as 15 days so that it will take into that planning time frames mode. 15, save. Similarly for M2, MRP1, 15, save. Now see the effect of this one. Okay. Both the requirements are within this. Still planned order is in the MPS M2. In the case of MPS M1. See, MPS M1 is having one planned order or two planned orders within this planning time frames, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
And MPS M2, let me run the planned. I want to have one planned order, then afterwards I have to go for this one. Let me run the plan. Then I'll go to the planned order first. I'll just give me a minute, Chandra. I'll put one planned order in such a way that this is MPS M1. Okay, fine. Whereas MPS M2, I want to see one planned order. So 4/1/2013 is the next planned order. I'll first take it up this one to the other side and then make it. One planned order is there on this. 21. That means total more than 30 days it is coming. Fashion MM02. So that we can see the effect of it more better. Let me take this plan out of the answer. One second, Chandra. I'm making a platform where both can be compared properly. Okay, there is a planned order on first up, so I want to make this planned order to be under this one. So 15 days I'll take it up. Yeah, fine. What I made was within the planning time frames, I wanted to put some planned orders in this within the time frames, Chandra. Able to follow me? For this planning time frames is equal to 14. For this also planning time frames is equal to 14. And there is one planned order with. Did you know? Are you able to notice there is one star mark is there?
Yeah.
That star mark indicates that this particular planned order is formed. Formed in the sense this changes can system will not change it automatically.
Okay. Okay.
You will find some forming indicator, conversion indicator, such that this is a formed planned order basically. And the star indicates that this particular order quantity is formed as such. This quantity is formed against a requirement of 2000 pieces, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Here also there is a 2000 pieces formed planned order is there against the requirement of 2000 pieces, right? My independent requirements are 2000 pieces, and within this time period I have a formed planned order of 2000 pieces. Now let me change the independent requirement quantity of this 2000 to 7000. That means my requirements are getting, I am changing the requirements of within this planning time frames. Is that right?
Yeah.
Let me change the independent requirements which are there for M1 and M2 against a 2000 pieces requirement. I am changing it to a different quantity called as say 5000 or say 7000. Are you able to find? Are you able to?
Yeah.
1 second. Right. Yeah. I want to change it to this. To say 7000. Save. Slash MD63. Oh, this is what it is. PSF. There are the requirements 1000 pieces, 7000 pieces, and 3000 pieces, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Okay. And requirements similarly for the other material MPS M2. M2 also, let me change the independent requirements, user parameters, it is VSF, go ahead, change the requirements from 2000 to 7000 say. Let us see the effect of this one. Save, enter, Now independent requirements, display, user parameters, BSF, yes, 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 1000. So I changed the independent requirements of both the materials to 1000, 7000 and 3000. Is that right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Now let us see this effect of the change in the stock requirement list. My requirement has been changed from 2000 to 7000. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about MPS M2? My requirements were being changed from 2000 to 7 to M2. Of course, M1. M1 also my requirements has been changed from 2000 to 7000. Now, if I run the MPS for this particular material, whether the system will behave for this change or not, that is what our question, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
As we discussed, as per our discussion so far, if it is M1, my requirements has been changed from 2000. Earlier requirement was 2000, now I changed the requirement of 7000, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
As per our discussion so far, if it is MPS M1, it has to plan additional planned orders of 5000 pieces outside the planning time frames, right?
Yeah, 2000 within or 5000 outside.
Outside. Here also, if I change it to the 7000, there should not be no additional planned orders has to be created for MPS M2. This is what we discussed, right, Chandra?
Yeah, only 1000.
Yeah. Only 2000. Earlier, whatever it is, 2000 is. Earlier 2000 was there, so 2000 will remain as it is. It won't plan any additional requirement of 5000, right?
Yeah.
Let us see the effect of it one. And now I am going to run the MPS for these two materials. Is that right?
Yeah.
I am running the MPS. Okay. For M1 is done. Similarly, let me run the MPS for M2. Okay. For both the materials, I run the MPS, and now let us see the effect of this MPS in the case of M1 first. Is there any additional planned order, Chandra?
Yeah.
Able to see this 5000 which was came just because of this 2000, right? Let me open one more screen with our MPS M2 refresh. Are you able to find any additional planned orders?
Yeah.
Is there any additional planned orders? There is no additional planned order. Whereas in the case of M1, there is an additional planned order of 5000 pieces. Whereas in the case of M2, there is no additional planned orders. Right, Chandra?
Yeah.
That means even though the requirement has been changed from 2000 to 7000, system didn't responded anything automatically for the changes within this planning time frames. Is that right, Chandra?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, let us see what about the outside the planning time frame. Suppose if I change the requirement of this 3000 to the 4000, does the system will respond or not? We'll see the effect of it. Is that okay?
It will respond.
Yes, it will respond. Let us see that. You are right, Chandra. That's good. Just we'll change that this 3000 pieces, user parameters, VSF, user parameter. Yeah, right. Change the requirement from 2000 to 4000. Sorry, 3000 to 4000. Similarly for M1, go ahead. This 3000, I am changing it to 4000. Right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Let us see the effect of. Okay, this 3000 has been changed to independent requirement has been changed to 4000. Similarly, what about the MPS M1? This okay, MPS M2. This is also 2000. 3000 has been become independent requirements has been changed to 4000. Right? If I run the MPS now, MD41. Okay, slash and MD41 again. Sorry. Okay, for both materials I run the MPS. Let us see the effect of this one. Obviously this 3000 has been earlier 3000 planned order has been replaced to 4000 in the case of M1. What about M2? In the case of M2, earlier it was 3000. Let us refresh it. So it has been changed to 3000 to the 4000, right Chandra? Are you able to find this difference between the M1 and M2, how the system is behaving?
Yeah.
That means within the planning time frames, if I go for M1, if any changes or the requirement changes happened within that planning time frame, system is creating additional planned orders outside the planning time frames, right Chandra?
That's correct.
Whereas in the case of M2, system is not at all responding for any of the changes that were happening within that planning time frames, right Chandra?
That's correct.
So this is what the difference between the M1 and M2. Both which are automatic forming. It is taking the forming automatically within this planning time frame. The moment planning time frame is there, immediately whichever is the plan within that planning time frame, it is getting automatically formed, right Chandra?
Yeah.
There is two more rather are there. That is nothing but these were done automatically these were been automatically formed. Whereas in the case of M3 and M4, these are going to be done manual forming. That means in the case of M3, whatever the manually formed planned orders will not get it changed. Whereas in the, I'll go for M3. Let me go.
If you take out like high value, low value, mid value, but only for farming purpose, we use MPS. If you don't need farming,
not
then
only for farming purpose, Chandra. Actually, farming, that is why we will form is basically the high valued or high precision materials planning. I don't want to get it tampered by small changes. That is what is the thing.
Okay.
That means okay, even if small changes happen, let the system behave in a proper way.
Okay.
That means people should not play with the precision materials. So that's what the thing is.
Okay. Okay.
Such that, and there is always there material existence will be there, and there should not be any shortages, and because these are very highly precious and high value material.
Yeah.
Is that right, Chandra?
Yeah.
And of course, depending upon the situation, we may go for M1 and M2 depending upon the requirement or whichever is the way that user or the client, whichever the convenient for him. These are the different options available. Either you can go for M1, you can go for M2, you can go for M3. Of course, I'll take it up now M3 and M4. M1, M2, is it clear to you?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Let's go for M3 and M4 now. Quickly, I will create the similar way M3 and M4 materials, Chandra. It takes 2 minutes for me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me create two materials with M3 and M4. I'm not changing anything. Only thing is I'll change the MRP type to M3. Here this instead of M1, I'm going for M3, Chandra.
Mm-hmm.
It's a manual forming type. Let us see the effect of it. And let me create one more material, M4. M3 behave similar like M1, M4 similar behaves like M2, but only difference is these are the manual forming. Just give me a minute. So that we can take it up. So we created both the materials, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Now let us see these two materials now in MD04. Of course, 10 days is the planning time frame that has been taken, so it is taking it. Sorry, 15 days had been taken, so it is up to coming up to 14th of that month. And if I go for M4 as a similar screen, nothing great. Let me create the independent requirements exactly in the similar way as we created for the earlier. For MPS M3, I want to create independent requirement, user parameters, VSF, go ahead. Same scenario I'm repeating, Chandra. Only thing is there is a slight difference is there. I want to make it that point clear. Okay, and similarly for M4, right. This is what we did in the case of M1, M2, Chandra.
Yeah.
Let us see the effect of this one. Similarly, M3. So far there are no planned orders. Let us see if I run the planned orders. Sorry, if I run the MPS. M3 has been done. M4. I'm running the MPS. And for both, let us see the results of MRP. Okay. Or otherwise, I will take it M4. Okay, no problem. M3. Okay. So far there is no planned orders within this planning time frame. What I will do is, I will change the planning time frames more early such that it will make it as a bit faster. Or I want to make it as a 14. If I make it as a 14, this planned orders too, so I'll take it as 14 means say 15 days or say 16 days I'll take it up. So these two planned orders came inside that planning time frames. And for one more screen, as of now, how many planned orders are there? What is the MPS M4? And planned order is first 2003. Okay. That means roughly it is coming the planned order. Or otherwise, I'll do one thing. First, I'll change the planning time frames to /MM02 to 5 days. Okay. And then it is say, okay. Just I'm setting the planning time frames in a proper way, nothing else.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute. That I want to put some of the planned orders inside the planning time frame. My planning time frame is, so my planned order is equal to 2000. Suppose for example, if I run the MRP for this, MPS for this one, /MD41 for MPS4, So my planned order is first planned order is in first. So if I make the planned independent, my planning time frames to 10 days automatically, that comes into the planning time frames. Okay, fine. There is one planned order within this planning time frames for M4, and there is one planned. There are two planned orders within this planning time frames in the case of M3, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
It is sorry. This I don't need now at this point of time. Let us. Okay. M3 is there. M4 is there. Within this planning time frames, there is one planned order here in the case of M4, and there is a two planned orders, whereas in the case of this, you see this. Are you able to see this star mark here?
Yeah. No.
Yes, no is right answer. There is no star mark, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Not from.
Even though it is within this planning time frames, there is no star mark. That means they are still not yet been formed, right, Chandra?
That's correct.
Here also, and in the case of M3 and M4, these are the manual forming types. So planned orders will not get for automatic formed planned orders. You won't get automatic formed planned orders. You will get only the formed planned orders. You have to form it manually.
Okay.
Okay. Let us assume such that I am forming this particular planned order manually. Say. Yeah. Is it confirmed, Chandra?
Yeah.
Able to see this star mark here? There is no star mark here. The meaning of this star mark is it is firm, whereas this is not formed. Right, Chandra?
That's correct.
Similarly, I have this planned order which is not yet been formed. Right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let us take the M3 case. The formed planned, if I have one more planned order here, that will be more great. I want to increase the planning time frames a bit more. I'll increase the planning time frames a bit more, Chandra, here. So that let me push this also to the inside of this planning time. So that we can have the same analogy basically.
Yeah.
We can understand more better. Then I want to go for M4. M4, select views, select M1 or MRP1 and increase the planning time frames to a bit more number of days, let's say 40 days or something like that. Here, I want to push that planned order inside the planning time frames. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, got it. There are two planned orders, right, Chandra?
Mm-hmm.
And here also, as of now, it is not been formed, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Okay, let me form the lower planned order.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the indication for forming for this particular formed planned order.
Yeah.
Whereas here upper planned order has been formed, whereas the lower planned order has been formed in the other case, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
As far as our analysis, our discussion is concerned, in the case of M1 and M2, if it is M1 behaves like M3, that's what we discussed, right?
Mm-hmm.
If any requirement changes, this requirement of 1000 against the requirement of 1000, my planned order quantity 1000 has been formed, right?
Yeah.
Suppose this I increase this requirement quantity of 1000 to say 1500.
Mm-hmm.
That means my requirement has been changed within this planning time frames. Will you agree?
Yeah.
If the requirement changes within the planning time frames, in the case of M1, what it did is it created additional planned order outside the planning time frames, right?
That's correct.
So system has to behave in the similar way. If it is a formed planned order, system should not change the quantity of this 1000. It has to create additional planned order outside the planning time frames, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Let us see this effect first. MD62, I'm going for M3, and in M3, I'm changing from 1000 to 1500. That means my requirements has been changed from 1000 to 1500 in the case of M3, right, Chandra? My requirement has been changed. Okay, so far. Let me run the MPS for this one. As per our analysis, system has to respond for that incoming changes, requirement changes, but it has to respond outside the planning time frames. That's what we studied.
Yeah.
Let us see the effect of this one. Only this formed planned order is there inside, and it has been thrown all the unformed every side outside of it, and it has been created out 500 pieces additional planned order. You see this, Chandra?
Yeah.
Whichever is formed only, that is there inside. Whichever is not inside, then it has been thrown all out of the planning time frames, and at the same time it has created additional planned order of 500 pieces, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the similar way, if I will go for M4, is M3 is clear to you, Chandra, now?
Yeah.
So M3 behavior is almost similar like M1, but here the forming is done manually. If it is formed, then it is not disturbing the planned order. If it is not formed, it is throwing out of the planning time frame, right?
Yeah.
Earlier my 2000 planned order was there inside. Now it came out of it, right? Because it has not been formed.
Yeah.
Able to follow me, Chandra?
Yeah.
That's correct. Once it is formed, then it won't throw out of the planning time frames. It will keep it there inside the planning time frames.
Yeah.
Okay. So the effect of M3 and M1 almost behaves like a similar way, but M1 is automatic forming, M3 is manual forming. Right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, fine. Now I am going for M4, Chandra. In the M4, we made this as a formed planned order. This is not formed planned order. Once it is formed, it should be there within this planning time frames. And if it is not formed, it has to throw out of the planning time frames because it is not been formed. Right, Chandra?
Yeah.
One more thing is, we want to change this requirement quantity from 3000 to say 5000. We will change it, right?
Yeah.
That means within the planning time frames, I am changing the requirement quantity from 3000 to 5000 in the case of M4. Is that my requirement quantity has been changed, Chandra? Independent requirement has been changed from 3000 to 5000. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me run the MPS for this particular material called as MPS M4. The moment I run the MPS, system should not tamper or should not touch this 3000 planned order because it is formed, and it has to throw out of this planning time frames this planned order, and it should not respond for these changes, right?
Yeah.
This is what it has to happen now. Let us see the effect of MPS, MD41. I am running MD41. Now, the results of the MD41 are, what happened, Chandra? Nothing. It has not at all responded anything. It has just kept only the formed planned order, right?
Yeah.
Even within that also it has not been planned everything. Only thing is, it has, whatever it is formed, just it has been kept inside of it. Rest all it has been even not been thrown out of the planning time frames.
Yeah.
Is that right, Chandra?
That's correct.
Almost the behavior of M4 is nothing but like M2. Will you agree with that, then?
Yeah. Except for
So M4 behaves like M2 and M1 behaves like M3. Sorry, M3 behaves like M1, but it is manual forming, right, Chandra?
manual forming.
Clear?
Yeah.
And both M1 and M3 respond in a way whenever there are any requirement changes happen within that planning time frames, system will create additional planned orders outside the planning time frames, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in the case of M2 and M4, even the requirement changes within the planning time frame, system will not respond for those changes, right?
Yeah.
Is it clear to you, Chandra?
Yeah.
This is about M1, M2, M3, M4. The similar way for P1, P2, P3, P4, Chandra. Only thing is the difference of MPS and MRP comes into the picture.
Okay.
You mean the difference of MRP and MPS means the first level and all the levels. That is only the difference.
Yeah, first level, yeah.
Are you able to follow me, Chandra?
Yeah, yeah.
Just I'll create one material quickly for MPS with P1 so that we will compare it with M1 so that P2, P3 follows the same thing. I don't think so that we need to discuss that more elaborate on that.
Okay.
Is that okay for you?
Yeah.
Now is it clear to you for you?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll make it as MRP M1, MRP P1. This is MRP type with P1. Alright, Chandra?
Yeah.
Here, instead of M1, I'm going for P1, Chandra.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to create independent requirements for this one. Right, Chandra?
Yeah.
So my planning timelines, let me put it inside, then I'll create planned orders and then I'll push it back so that we can make some sort of changes. M102. Go for selection of MRP1. I want to keep it to 5 days. Okay, there is only one independent requirement and let us run the MRP. Here it is MRP, so I will go for our favorite transaction MD02. Now MD04. I want to make this to inside this planning order, so 1114. Let me put it as 10 days. M02 and go for MRP1. So, as soon as within the planning time frames, you are getting automatic permitted planned orders, right, Chandra? It is a behavior of M1.
Yeah.
Similar behavior like M1.
Yeah. That's correct.
And let me change the requirement quantity of say 1000 pieces to say 5000 pieces. Then, as soon as the requirement changes, it has to create additional planned order of 4000 outside the planning time frames, right?
Yeah.
Let me change the requirement MD61, sorry, 62. For 1000 pieces, I'll change it to 5000 pieces. There. Now, MD04, my requirements were being changed from 1000 to 5000, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
If I run the MRP, this additional 4000 has to be planned outside the planning time frames, right?
Yeah.
this additional of 2000 came as such. We have to see that somewhere it is picking it up. This additional 4000 is there, but it has been created as 2000 and 2000. Somewhere we have to see that somewhere anything has been maintained or something like that, class size or somewhere, nothing else. Basically the change here is this, just like this, anything is maintained somewhere. Okay, that I'll check it up. Basically this additional 5000 has been planned, additional 4000 has been planned as 4000 and 4000, right? There are the two planned orders which were being created, 2000 quantity and 2000 quantity, which is against the requirement changes of 5000. And of course this 3000 remains the 3000, 2000 remains the 2000. How is this behaving? P1 is similar to that of M1, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
That means whenever any requirement changes happen within this planning time frames, system will prompt or react for those changes only outside the planning time frames.
That's correct.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
Rest, of course, P2, P3, P4 follows, Chandra. Nothing great as such. We can go ahead in the similar discussion as such. Do you want me to explain? I can explain even. What do you suggest? Is that okay for you? Are you clear on M1, M2, M3, M4, P1, P2, P3, P4? I
will go through these and.
Could you please? That will be great. If you can practice it just at least for M3 and M4, sorry, P3 and P4, you yourself also feel yes, it is working as the scenario it has to work.
Then we will do tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, better please. If you still need any input, we can. I'll definitely take it up further on that one. I hope that will be the better choice.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'll go for availability check, Chandra. So that is it clear for this one? For today I'll just stop up to here because yes, I have to catch up with some. Yeah. So now our concept of this MRP type, why we have to go for PD, why we have to go for P1, what are the different options available? Now somewhat it is a bit clear to you now at this point of time, right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Of course, this PD is just PD is MRP type and P1 is M0 is MPS type. These are PD and MRP also similar behavior. Only thing is it is the first level. It is all the levels basically.
That's correct.
So now we are aware M0, M1, M2, M3, M4, P0, P1, P2, P3. Of course, ND is no planning and XP is external planning. That of course AP is APO planning. Whenever we are planning it at the APO level, we'll go for external planning or something like that. Just give me some more time so that we'll look into the other parameters. As of now, we are clear on M1, M2, M3, M4 and P1, P2, P3, P4. What is the significance of the system will behave under different MRP types.
Yeah.
Can I stop up to here, Chandra, please?
Yeah. Can you please request Steve? Yeah. I'm trying to upload the files. It says no space.
Okay. I'll update.
I prepare. I clubbed together all the documents. I was trying for the last 2-3 days.
Thanks, Chandra. I'll definitely update Steve. And I'm really thankful to you. Million thanks for all your support.
Oh no. Like once he creates space, I can upload in half an hour.
Sure, Chandra. I'll update him.
Yeah, please.
Once again, thank you so much, Chandra.
Yeah,
bye.
No problem.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you.
We'll catch up tomorrow for availability check.
Yeah. Good night.
Yeah, good night, Chandra.